What's going on, guys? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisor.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video. It is Saturday, it is April 10th, and we are back with a full slate of games as of right now, knock on wood. 15 games to go over, 30 pitchers to look at. When I started this, not all the pitchers were shown, so I don't know if we'll have 30 pitchers. I will refresh the page one more time before we jump all the way into it. But we have a lot to cover. Hopefully you guys are ready, and if you are, hit that like button if you find this helpful. If this video gets 30 likes, we will throw out a FanDuel and DraftKings GPP lineup for you guys, just like we've done in the past when we hit that mark. Be able to check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com because you can see, being Saturday, we've got NBA, MLB. Depending on when you're watching this video, MMA was actually like, it's an early start on Saturday. Normally on Saturdays, MMA is like 6 p.m. I believe it's a noon start. So definitely check that out. If you do want to get all of these sports for a low price, you can actually still get half off the month using promo code YouTube21. You're going to get a half off the month for that, and that'll include, actually it's a chock full day of Saturday edition of DFS is MLB, NBA, MMA, and NASCAR. So a lot to go over there, and you guys can check it all out. Everything's ready to go for you, so definitely check that out. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com/plans. Use promo code YouTube21. All one word, all caps, except obviously the numbers. And yeah, so that being said, if you don't know what we do in these videos, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go through every single pitcher on the slate that we like, or just every single pitcher. If you want, so in theory, if all the pitchers were out there, which they're not yet, we would go through all those pitchers. If you want to see the pitchers we like out, the handful of ones we like out of there, besides of what I say in this video, click the link down below. That's the article for this video, and you can check out the pitchers that we do like there. We also have BVP bats in there as well. We'll have the Vegas odds there. People have asked me to not do the Vegas odds in this video, so the Vegas odds will be in the article as well. And then any weather concerns will be down there in the article as well. So definitely check it out. We're going to do a pitching primer here. We're going to look at all the pitching. On this screen is what you can see, and on this screen I'll be doing game logs, and I'll see how they did in the past. And yeah, so it might be a little bit longer video, but hopefully it is a full slate breakdown of pitchers and some of the bats to be looking at as well. That being said, let's jump right into it. First game on the slate, the Marlins at the Mets. You got Trevor Rogers versus Jacob Degrom. I mean, obviously Degrom is Degrom. We know what to expect out of him. We know that if he holds the Marlins to 2 runs, the Mets are going to lose this game for him. Rogers here, coming off a 4-inning outing against the Cardinals, gave up 2 earned runs, 3 total runs, 4 walks, and 6 Ks. Not good going into here. And then we've got Degrom here. Again, he played the Phillies, went 6 innings, gave up no earned runs, struck out 7, and the Phillies lost 5-3. It's just how it goes. If you're a Mets fan, I apologize. It must suck. Don't be surprised if Degrom, jumps ship here. The team just can't give him run support. Still love him, though. In the past, he's got 211 plate appearances against him, a 231 batting average, 30.8 K. The batters who's had success against him in Miami, Miguel Rojas is 40 plate appearances of the 211, 37 at-bats, 9 hits, no extra base hits, 7 Ks. Home runs, Brian Anderson's 8 for 35 with 2 doubles and a home run. Jorge Alfaro, 1 home run. Garrett Cooper, 1 home run, but I believe he's on the DL. Jesus Aguilar, 1 home run, 12 at-bats. So not a lot there. Yes, I love Degrom in this one. He's a stud. He's the ace. He's probably I would say he's probably the highest owned pitcher on this slate. Or, well, if you play early only, whatever slate you're on, probably of the day. I'll have a little bit of Rogers sprinkled in there GPP-wise, but if I'm looking at Degrom in cash, and I'm looking at Rogers in GPP. You got New York Yankees at Tampa Bay Rays. The Yankees pitching gave up a ton of runs on Friday. Domingo Germán's had a great spring, then a not-so-great first outing. Against the Rays, 34 plate appearances, striking out 32.4% of the batters he's faced, a 281 batting average. If Domingo Germán can go longer in the game than he did 5 days ago, he should be a good option. Again, though, these Rays can hit. They're at home. So, yeah, definitely check that out. The Rays bats have had success against him. Willy Adames has had 9 at-bats, a double. Yandy Diaz has a home run. Austin Meadows 3 for 6 with 2 home runs. So Austin Meadows is probably going to be an option that you're looking at. I don't doubt that at all. Just depends who's going to be in the lineup. You got to check the Rays lineup. Flip side of that, Chris Archer's back in Tampa Bay after just atrociousness that was his last time in Tampa Bay wasn't so good. Then he got traded. Being with the Pirates didn't help him at all. Now he's facing the Yankees. The Yankees have seen him a ton. 123 plate appearances against him. He has struck out 32.5% of the batters he's faced and only a 220 batting average. I'm still scared of this one. I don't trust. Brett Gardner has 55 plate appearances against him. Batting 271, 13 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, a home run. Wouldn't be surprised if he's in there. So Gio Urshela is now out for the Yankees due to he's on the COVID list. We'll see if that affects anybody else moving forward. Aaron Judge took batting practice Friday, didn't play in the game. Could see him in there. We'll see. We're just kind of waiting to see. But yeah, so Gary Sanchez 4 for 18 with a double and 2 home runs. Gardner 13 for 48 has had success. So if Gardner's in there, I'm gonna sprinkle him in a little bit. His price won't be too high. It just depends on what the lineups that come out. So I won't have any exposure to most of the bats on the Yankees, but I don't mind that. If you want to go very contrarian with Chris Archer, I don't know if he's going to be on a pitch count. I don't know about anything about what he's done this spring. I would be definitely looking. You could go Archer for a contrarian GPP just because I think his ownership would be kind of low like Rich Hill was in the early slate on Friday. Both of these pitchers are GPP pitchers for me today. I wouldn't trust them in cash. Mariners at the Twins here. Kikuchi versus Michael Pineda. If anyone who's been on the channel for a while knows that we open baseball cards as well. And for a little bit there, Kikuchi was the hit of everything. Like, you would open up a pack and it's his autograph. It was annoying. Mixed results in his first start. Against the Giants last Friday, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, but had 10 Ks. Ton of points there. He's a lefty going up against the righty Twins, who have been very hit or miss with lefties this season. So that's something to look at. That's something to think about. Kikuchi for GPP, I don't mind. But I don't know if I'll have any Michael Pineda at all. Still don't trust him. His last start, 5 innings, 5 Ks against the Brewers. They won. He got the decision. Gave up 1 run and 0 earned. Actually, Pineda might, if he could go at least 5 again, I don't mind Pineda against the Mariners. Mariners are one of the worst hitting teams in the league right now. I realize we're only a week in, but it's not looking good. They're staying up to their old selves. So it depends. I think both of these pitchers are okay for GPP. I don't think you're trusting them for cash at all. Royals at the White Sox. I don't know why Mike Miners doesn't have a I don't know why he doesn't have a picture. But anyway, against the White Sox, 23 plate appearances, a 143 batting average, striking out 26.1% of the batters he's faced. Flip side of that, Dylan Cease, 53 plate appearances, a 217 batting average, 22.6 K percentage. If I'm looking here, I don't mind either of these for GPP. I think this is going to be a trend throughout the day. I don't think I'm going to be looking at cash at all. I would like this a little bit better if it was in Kansas City and Kauffman, which is at Pitchers Park. We'll just have to kind of monitor the wind. If it's blown out in the windy city, we'll have to kind of monitor that. I won't have exposure to many Royals bats, if any at all, maybe a couple one-offs, but that's probably about it. Moving to the Brewers at the Cardinals, the division foes, they see each other a ton every year. Adrian Hauser, 46 plate appearances. Sorry if you can hear my dog. 46 plate appearances against the Cardinals, 21.7 K percentage, 273 batting average. Flip side of that, Carlos Martinez, 75 plate appearances, 323 batting average. So what Milwaukee bats have had success against him? Christian Yelich, I figured 5 for 13. I love that. This is exactly who I thought he would be. Travis Shaw's a little bit. I mean, he should be super cheap. Lorenzo Cain's been doing pretty good lately. So those are some bats there. I definitely will be stacking some Brewers against Carlos Martinez. Martinez coming off Sunday pitching, 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 4 Ks against Cincinnati. Again, Cincinnati's one of the, if not the hottest hitting team in the league, but the Brewers can hit just as well. We'll sprinkle in some Cardinals bats. It really just depends who's had success against him. Goldie was, I don't know if he's placed on the injured list or not, but he was not in their last game, so that's something to monitor. Yachty, none have had real success. Yachty has a home run, but he's batting 2 for 10 with a double and a home run. So Yachty could be cheaper. I think Goldie's out. We could be looking at possibly Arenado. It just depends. I will be looking at more Brewers stack than a Cardinals stack. Moving to the Athletics at the Astros, you got Frankie Montas versus Jose Urquidy. Montas, 131 plate appearances, a 274 batting average. Like I said in yesterday's video, it's going to be really hard for me to take a pitcher against the Astros bats, especially at home. In that same thought process, Montas, 131 plate appearances, 274 batting average against him, striking out only 16.8% of the batters he's faced. So it's not what you like to see. Obviously, with both FanDuel and DraftKings, the Ks are going to get you more fantasy points, obviously. But just kind of looking at Frankie, his last outing against the Dodgers, 2.2 innings, 7 earned runs, 1 home run, only 4 Ks. And that was the Dodgers in Oakland. And now he's on the road taking on the Astros, loading up on the Astros bats here. And it just depends who you're going to load up on. But just kind of seeing who's had success against him, it's probably everyone that you would think of. Correa, 5 for 16 with 2 home runs. Bregman, 5 for 17. Brantley, 7 for 23 with 3 doubles and 2 home runs, batting .333. Love that. Yuli Gurriel, 5 for 19 with 2 doubles. So definitely be loading up on some Astros bats in this game. Urquidy, I don't know what to think of his game. You never know if he's going to go 5 innings. You never know what you're going to get out of him when he does go for that. Against Oakland on Sunday, 4.1 innings, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 101 pitches in 4.1 innings. So the A's made him work. Now he's facing them again. I don't know. He's had success, you can see by the numbers, but his last start was against the same exact team in a pitcher's park, and he didn't even go 5 full innings. So if he can go at least 5, he should be in store for a good game. But again, if he doesn't go for 5, you're pretty much on a losing end there. GPP-wise, I don't mind. Cash, I'm not trusting Urquidy at all. Rockies at the Giants. I know Chi-Chi's faced them before. Still don't know why the Giants don't have their pitcher out there, but here we are. Looking at the bats that Gonzalez has faced. Let's see if I can find it real quick. He's had 62 at-bats against him with the Giants. They bat .238 against him. 2 home runs. Yastrzemski's 2 for 5 with a home run. Brandon Crawford's 3 for 6 with a double and a home run. So, no, I mean, he's racked up 15 Ks along there as well. So, I don't mind Chichi for GPPs. Giants, just like, it took them a while to put out Johnny Cueto. I think that's going to be a theme that we have with the Giants this year. So, unfortunately, we don't have much to go off of. Probably would look at Chichi here, but that's about it. Then we got Tariq Skubal versus to be announced right now for the Indians. So we're kind of waiting on that news, but just kind of looking at this. We did use Skubal, I do believe, on FanDuel and DraftKings his last start. I want to say against the same Cleveland team. Sunday in that game, 5.1 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. Didn't do too bad. 87 pitches. So if he can get us at least 87 pitches, if not bridge that 90 to 100, he would make a fantastic SP2 on DraftKings. He's cheaper than most. So I'd be looking at that. He's had success against him in the past. I don't know why it says he's never faced him before, because he just faced him in his last start. Cubs versus the Pirates, same thing. I loved Zach Davies the other day. All he did was go out and give us fantasy points. Saturday, Sunday, when was it? Sunday, yeah. He went 5.2 innings, 5 Ks, 2 earned runs. That he got the W. I think he could do that again. That was in Chicago. Now it's in Pittsburgh. On the flip side of that, Mitch Keller. Believe this is the same matchup we saw last week. We stacked the Cubs. We went with Davies, and it worked out for us. That's the day we won. That's the big day we won the other day. A lot of money on that day. On Sunday, that turned into a fantastic day for Fantasy Team Advisor. So, going back to the well on that, looking at Zach Davies, I like him in cash. I like him in GPP. I like the Cubs as a stack there. I don't trust Mitch Keller. I don't trust most of the Pittsburgh bats either. We've got the Red Sox versus the Orioles. This is the same matchup we just saw last week. And Garrett Richards got lit up against the Orioles, if I remember correctly, and we'll find that out right now. 2 innings, 6 earned runs, 2 Ks. That was in Boston. This is now in Baltimore. I would absolutely take a Baltimore stack again. I'm not trusting Zimmerman. I think this game, whatever the over-under does end up being, I think it's going to be over. As long as weather's not a concern. If wind's blowing in a ton or it's raining, obviously that's not going to happen. But looking at this, that's where my mindset is at. I'm looking at stats. I'm looking at batters. I am not looking at any pitching in this game. Next game, Padres at the Rangers. You got Chris Paddock versus Jordan Lyles. Paddock, 11 plate appearances against him, 300 batting average. I mean, there's not a lot to go off of. But just kind of seeing what he did in his first start of the season. Now, remember, the Padres might be without Tatis the rest of the year. We're still waiting on news there. But Arizona, 4 innings pitched, 3 Ks against him. 89 pitches in 4 innings, though, for Paddock is... I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The Rangers are very iffy. They've got some power bats, too. So any lefties against Paddock, it should be in store. Paddock for GPP, I don't mind. I'm not going to touch him in cash at all. On the other side, I believe Jordan Lyles got lit up by the Royals. The Royals. Let's see. No, he didn't. He actually did really well. And I do believe we had him on our DraftKings as SP2. But 5.2 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks against the Royals. The Padres obviously aren't the Royals. I don't mind either of these in GPP. But again, I don't trust these two in cash. Because at any given time, these opposing teams, they can go off for runs. So definitely check that out. Angels at the Blue Jays. Jose Quintana versus, as of right now, to be announced. Quintana did not do very well in his first start. I don't trust him. The Toronto Blue Jays can absolutely mash, especially against lefties. So I'm looking at a Toronto stack here. You'd be looking at Vlad. You'd be looking at Grichuk. You'd be looking at Teoscar Hernandez. Bo Bichette. Kevin Biggio, even though he's a lefty. I'm not looking at pitching. Obviously, we don't know who Tampa Bay is going to go with, so that's what scares me. I apologize, I had to cut it, but I figured you probably didn't want to watch me sneeze. So, this cold is kicking my ass, trying to beat it out. So, let's continue. Again, like I said, don't know who's going to be pitching here. Don't like pitching in this game. Think it's going to be a high-scoring game here. I'm stacking, honestly, probably stack both teams. Probably have a stack of Blue Jays. Probably have a stack of Angels. It really just depends on what Blue Jays pitcher will be announced. Moving to the Phillies at the Braves, you got Zach Eflin versus Ian Anderson. Eflin against the Braves, 139 plate appearances, 246 batting average, only a 19.4 K percentage though. So just kind of looking at the bats, the Braves bats that have had success against him. Digging into that, Freeman, 3 for 21, but he has a home run. Dansby Swanson, 7 for 17 with a home run, so he could be a cheaper option. Acuna's 4 for 15 with a home run. Acuna's always an option there. Albies could be an option. Yeah. Looking at Eflin here. Eflin just pitched against the same exact team on Sunday. We saw him go 7 innings, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. I don't mind that. He honestly, if he can continue that and do that again, that obviously would be amazing. Again, though, when a team has seen you recently, they don't forget. So on the flip side of that, looking at Ian Anderson, I don't know if we had any exposure to him his first start, but against the Phillies, 27 plate appearances, striking out 40.7% of the batters he's faced. So we'll dig into those numbers and see if that's maybe one player above everyone else, but a 208 batting average there. So looking at who's had success, what he's done, let's see. Yeah, so numbers, while it looks 40.7% of the batters he's faced, 4 of those were Matt Joyce. You got McCutchen for 1, so nothing else. But they really haven't hit him much. This is the same matchup we saw last Sunday, but Ian Anderson in that game, 5 innings, 7 Ks, 1 earned run. So both of these are great options. I don't mind either for cash or GBP, or hell, even on DraftKings. You could make a case to put them both in one lineup. Obviously, it would be hard. You don't want to put your bats against your pitchers, but probably a cheap option here for if you make multiple lineups. I wouldn't mind an Eflin Anderson lineup. We've got the Reds at the Diamondbacks. Jeff Hoffman versus to be announced. I know that Hoffman has pitched against the Diamondbacks in the past because Jeff Hoffman was with the Rockies. His last start, Hoffman went 5 innings against Cardinals, 6 Ks, got the W. So that's not bad. And if you want to look at BVP for Jeff Hoffman, let's see if I can find it. Against the Diamondbacks, 39 at-bats, giving up 12 hits. That's a 257 batting average, 5 home runs. Madison Bumgarner's 1 for 1 with a home run. Asdrubal Cabrera, guess I didn't realize Cabrera was on the Diamondbacks. 1 home run. David Peralta, 6 for 10 with a double and a home run. Peralta could be a sneakier option. Let's see. Josh Van Meter, 1 home run. And Christian Walker, 1 for 5 with 1 home run. Other than that, though, Diamondbacks are not a team that really scares anybody. If Hoffman can go, just depending, we'd like to see him at least another 5 innings. I don't mind him. I think he'll have the run support per usual with the Reds this year. But, again, if he does anything, we need him to get a handful of strikeouts to make it worth our while. Nationals don't have a pitcher selected either. And then you got Urias, 36 plate appearances against him, a 400 batting average. Let's see who's had success. So looking at the batters for the Nationals who's had success against him, again, some of these players are on the COVID list for however long, so take that into consideration. But some of these players are being thrown in there because the other players in the COVID list. We got Hernan Perez, 2 for 9 with a double and a home run. Trey Turner, 2 for 5. there's not a lot to go on here. The number looks big with a 400 batting average, but it hasn't turned into very many like extra base hits yet. What, 4 doubles, 1 home run. The rest were singles, probably chip shots. Depending on how long Urias is going to go into the game for him, kind of trying to see what he did in his last start. In his last start in Colorado, he went 7 innings, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. So the whole myth of pitchers not taking pitchers in Coors, kind of the first series, it wasn't a lot. At least starting pitching. Bullpens, yeah, they could blow the games, but Buehler had a good game. Bauer had a good game. Kershaw had a good game. I mean, all the pitchers for the Dodgers seem to have a good game in Coors, and that might continue. So I don't mind Urias here, cash or GPP. It just depends. That'd be your late night hammer since this is the last game. So that's just something to think about. Questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, let me know. Go to fantasyteamadvisors.com. Hopefully this breakdown was helpful for you. If it was, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you're still watching, if you want to win a day pass, you got to be a subscriber and like the video. But tell me, who's going to hit a home run today? How far is it going to travel? And what inning will the home run be? So that is the contest for you. Again, you can go to fantasyteamadvisors.com/plans. You can sign up with the month pass using promo code YouTube21. You're going to get half off a month, and you can put that to work right now by getting a month of NBA, MLB, PGA, obviously Thursdays, NASCAR normally Sundays, but it is today, and then we've got MMA as well. So good luck, guys, and as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.